In a candid moment that surprised longtime viewers, Kelly Ripa opened up about a new phase in her relationship with Mark Consuelos, not a crisis, but a transition. The couple, who now co-host the daytime talk show Live with Kelly and Mark, have spent decades balancing careers, family life, and public attention. But according to Ripa, the latest chapter feels different from anything they've faced before. She explained that after years of raising children and managing busy filming schedules, the rhythm of their daily life has shifted. Their home is quieter now, their responsibilities look different, and for the first time in a long while, they're learning how to be a couple again without constant distractions. Ripa described it as a reset rather than a problem. During a conversation on air, she shared that couples often grow together while also growing separately, especially in long marriages. Over time, routines form: early call times, school runs, rehearsals, and late-night script reading. Those routines once defined their relationship. Now, they're discovering habits they never noticed before. Consuelos wakes up earlier than she realized. Ripa prefers silence in the morning. They disagree about what counts as relaxing. Small differences, she said, suddenly feel noticeable when life slows down. Instead of seeing that as conflict, they've chosen to treat it as curiosity. We're meeting the versions of ourselves that existed underneath the busy years, she explained. Hosting a daily show as a married couple has added another layer to the adjustment. At home, they can pause conversations. On live television, they cannot. Ripa admitted that working side by side means they must communicate more carefully than ever. A simple misunderstanding could turn into awkward silence on air, something neither wants. So they created new rules: no serious debates before taping, honest feedback after the show, and humor whenever tension appears. Consuelos agreed, joking that marriage counseling might be replaced by studio lighting and commercial breaks. For years, their relationship revolved around logistics, parenting schedules, travel plans, and career coordination. Now they're focusing on companionship. They've started walking together in the evenings without phones. They cook meals instead of ordering takeout. Sometimes they deliberately avoid talking about work. Ripa said the biggest surprise is how unfamiliar peace can feel after decades of movement. At first, it felt strange, she admitted, like we forgot something important, but what we forgot was quiet. Rather than signaling trouble, the shift represents maturity in their marriage. They are no longer building a life, they are maintaining one. The difference, she explained, is emotional. Building requires urgency, maintaining requires attention, and attention demands presence. For a couple who spent years multitasking, presence is the real challenge. Consuelos added that viewers often imagine long marriages as either perfect or broken. In reality, most relationships simply evolve. You don't stay the same people, so the relationship can't stay the same either. Ripa emphasized that the turning point is about intention. They now choose time together rather than squeezing it in. They talk more deliberately, and they listen more carefully. They also accept disagreements more easily. Earlier in their marriage, differences felt like problems to solve. Now they see them as proof they're still individuals. According to Ripa, that realization removed pressure. We're not trying to be the couple we were in our 20s, we're figuring out the couple we are now. Fans often look to long-lasting celebrity relationships for certainty, a model that never changes. But Ripa and Consuelos offered a different message. Stability comes from adaptation. Their marriage didn't hit a breaking point, it reached a reflective one, and instead of resisting it, they welcomed it. As Ripa concluded, the goal isn't to preserve the past version of their relationship, it's to keep discovering the next one. In the days after that honest conversation, Kelly Ripa admitted she didn't expect the audience reaction. Viewers related strongly to the idea that long relationships don't suddenly fall apart, they slowly change shape. Many wrote to the show saying they were experiencing the same phase: fewer obligations, quieter homes, and more time together than they'd had in decades. That feedback made both her and Mark Consuelos realize their story wasn't unusual,
At
it was
first,
simply
the extra
visible.
time felt almost awkward.
They were used to quick conversations between schedules, passing each other in hallways, late-night recaps after long workdays, planning weekends around children's activities. Now they had open evenings with no agenda. Ripa said silence used to signal exhaustion. Now it signaled presence. But learning how to enjoy that took practice. They started small. Coffee together without television, short walks, even separate hobbies in the same room. Surprisingly, being comfortable apart while together became important. "We don't have to fill every minute," she explained. "Sometimes just sharing space is enough." Working daily on Live with Kelly and Mark revealed differences they had never noticed when their careers were separate. On camera, their timing is natural. Off camera, they think differently. Ripa processes emotions by talking. Consuelos processes by reflecting quietly. Early on, that caused confusion. She thought silence meant disagreement, while he believed conversation meant overthinking. Once they recognized that difference, communication became easier. They created a simple habit: ask before reacting. Instead of assuming mood or intent, they clarify. The result, Ripa said, removed tension they didn't realize they carried for years. Another unexpected part of this stage was independence. After decades as partners and parents, they began asking personal questions again. What do you actually enjoy doing alone? What routines are yours, not ours? What habits stayed from younger years? Consuelos returned to fitness routines he had paused during busy filming seasons. Ripa revisited reading and journaling, things she once loved but rarely had time for. Rather than drifting apart, those separate interests brought new conversations home. They now have stories to tell each other again. Ripa shared that the biggest lesson from this period is patience. Earlier in life, they tried to solve every disagreement quickly. Now they let thoughts settle. Not every difference needs an immediate answer. Not every quiet moment needs explanation. The shift changed how they view commitment. It's less about constant closeness and more about consistent understanding. Consuelos summarized it simply: long relationships don't stay exciting by staying the same. They stay meaningful by staying attentive. They've begun planning small traditions: monthly dinners outside the city, seasonal travel without tight itineraries, and occasional days with no plans at all. Ripa laughed that spontaneity now requires scheduling, but the intention matters more than the method. For them, the turning point wasn't dramatic, it was gradual awareness. Instead of asking, "Are we changing?" they now ask, "How do we grow with it?" And according to both of them, that question keeps the relationship moving forward, not back to what it was, but toward what it can become next.